Already at the restaurant, the group is grilling the meat when Yojo exclaims that it is delicious. She considers that when she is tired, there is nothing better than a juicy beefsteak. She asks them to eat quickly, but before she finishes speaking, her workers are already devouring everything. Excited, Yojo asks the waiter for a bottle of soju, but Yeowon looks at her with concern and asks if she is not overdoing it, reminding her that she recently had a hangover. Her boss confidently responds that she is fine. Poison is fought with poison and alcohol with more alcohol. However, the young man replies that such a saying does not exist. Moreover, he suggests that she eat in moderation since she has no one to take care of her. To which Yojo replies that he is there. Unmoved, Yeowon firmly replies that he has no intention of taking care of her. That small argument seems to catch Shinyoung's attention, who watches them with a certain admiration. Immediately, she comments that the two get along very well and asks if they knew each other before. Yojo shakes her head and explains that they have simply worked together for a long time. Additionally, she mentions that they occasionally had meals together since both live alone. That is why, on their days off, she would call him to go out and hang out. Shinyoung seems surprised and, after a brief pause, asks if they are dating or something similar. Upon hearing that, Yeowon spits out his drink and with evident nervousness, asks what she is talking about. Quickly, he hurries to clarify that they only eat together, nothing more. Shinyoung responds that it is just a man and a woman eating alone, to which the boy states that this does not mean it is something romantic. However, Yojo mentions that it was, and that she was the one who flirted with Yoon. She adds that he played hard to get and that it was annoying. The boy asks her not to make up things that never happened. The woman apologizes but continues laughing. Then Shinyoung looks at him and asks if he lives alone, moving a little closer as she inquires if he has a partner. Yeon replies that yes, he lives alone and does not have a partner. However, his boss highlights that he has someone he likes. Shinyoung becomes excited with this information and asks if it is true, who it is, and whether it is someone she knows. Curious, she questions whether it is Ju-yeon from the morning shift, but Yeon, confused, asks who that is since he does not even know the morning shift staff. It is then that he mentions that it is just someone he frequently crosses paths with and that he does not even have her number, so he would not say it is something romantic. However, he lowers his gaze and reflects. If asked what kind of relationship they have, he would say she is someone he wants to keep talking to. Shinyoung observes him more closely and, noticing that his glass is empty, asks if he wants another round. Yeon nods and thanks her. But suddenly, his boss startles them by questioning whether they do not see that her glass is also empty. He demands to be served quickly and declares that today they will drink until they die. Shinyoung likes the idea, but Yeon comments that this won't happen since he doesn't want to die. Meanwhile, in the music studio, Haein is playing the guitar a little. She feels that something is off and that the song's progression is too predictable. She wonders if she should change the structure of the pre-chorus. Just at that moment, her uncle enters the room, calling her and asking if she wants to go out for dinner tonight. Seeing her, he stops and asks what she is doing on the floor of the practice room, wondering if she is rehearsing a performance. The girl replies that they are planning to do a live performance and questions what kind of performance she could be rehearsing. She then clarifies that she was simply lying on the floor because she couldn't get the compositions to come out. Her uncle comments that it's strange since she hasn't had a creative block in a long time, as she usually writes lyrics effortlessly. Haein admits that sometimes this happens and that she can't always do everything with the same ease. Moreover, this time, she confesses that she doesn't know why, but she wants to write the song with more seriousness. And it's taking her uncle, with a sympathetic look, stands up and asks if she would like to go out for a meal to clear her mind a little. Haein hesitates for a moment and asks what will happen with this. The man responds that the guys practicing are his friends, so he'll tell them he's going out to eat, and they will surely take care of everything. He insists that she should go out and clear her mind a bit, as well as see some people, since he believes that this might help her come up with new ideas for the song. She thinks about it for a moment before accepting, and her uncle mentions that they will decide on the menu along the way. Later at night, Yojo is somewhat drunk and with a bottle of alcohol in hand, mentions that she feels lonely. Yeun, somewhat confused, asks her what's wrong, as she was just saying she wanted to eat beef and now she's complaining. Her boss responds that she complains because she is alone and that when she returns home, she will be alone again. She confesses that sometimes she thinks maybe she shouldn't have gotten divorced. To this, Yeun replies that she is bringing this up again and that they had already promised not to have those regrets. The boss apologizes and has an idea. She asks why they don't go to a whiskey bar for a second round, assuring them that she will pay. Yeun, always responsible, states that he has class early the next day and that this is as far as he goes. Shinyoung also decides to stop, commenting that he has eaten too much. Yojo, upon hearing them, calls them boring and mentions that she was going to treat them to expensive liquor. Nonetheless, she doesn't want to cancel her plan, so she decides to go alone. This worries Yeun, who asks if she is sure about drinking alone. Yojo responds that she will be fine since she is friends with the bar owner. Then she bids them farewell, wishing them a safe return home. Yeun comments that he is worried she might pass out again, but that doesn't seem to matter to Shinyoung, who looks at him with a certain hidden intention. Then he takes her by the arm and asks where they are going now, leaving Yeun confused. Shinyoung mentions that there is a draft beer bar nearby and asks if they can go there for just one drink. Yeun reminds her that she said she was full, but the girl replies that she only said that because if he wasn't going, she wouldn't go either. Additionally, she adds that she wanted to talk a little more with him and asks if he would accept having just one drink before returning to their respective. Yeun hesitates and says that he is actually a bit tired. Shinyoung observes him for a moment and then asks if he is thinking about that person he says he has something with. In the end, she states that it's just a something, not even a confession or an official relationship. She adds that if he takes it too seriously, he'll only end up hurting himself, and that the person he says he has something with might just be playing with him. Then she questions if that isn't the case. Yeun looks at her in silence for a moment and responds that even if it is as she says, and if that person is only playing with him, he wants to show that he is serious, pulling away from the arms she had around him. He states that when he likes someone, he prefers to be direct, even if in the end, his heart gets broken. Even if he ends up devastated. He asks that they only drink at work gatherings and apologizes. That leaves Shinyoung speechless, but then a proud smile forms on her face as she states that he is a good guy before taking his arm again. She asks him not to feel so bad and assures him that she just wanted to be a true friend, adding that they will drink together when they are with the boss. Yeun understands but asks why she is still holding on to his arm. She responds that it's just a habit of hers. She even does it with the boss. However, Yeun states that it makes him feel a little uncomfortable, but Shinyoung asks him to let her stay like that until the corner. The young man thinks that she is completely drunk, and for that reason, he concludes that taking care of drunk people is the most complicated thing. However, on the other side of the street, he sees something. It's Haein, who is accompanied by her uncle, although he doesn't know that. For her part, she looks at him, noticing that he is accompanied by a girl she doesn't know. That makes her somewhat nervous, and just before they continue looking at each other, the traffic light changes and several cars start passing by, blocking. Yeun wonders if it was really Haein he just saw and questions who the person with their hand on her shoulder is, believing it might be her boyfriend. On the other hand, Haein wonders if the person Yoon is linking arms with could be his girlfriend. But before her thoughts go further, it is explained that Haein informed her uncle that she saw a good restaurant nearby on the map. The man, somewhat annoyed, warns her not to look at her phone while walking, as it can be dangerous. She asks him to take her arm while she guides him with the map. And with that, we've reached the end of this week's chapter. If you made it all the way to the end, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this chapter in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe so our community can keep growing and we can reach more fans like you. See you in the next video. In the meantime, if you're from the near future, I'll leave you the next chapter and a comic you're sure to enjoy. Thank you for being part of this adventure.